You are looking at a postcard, glossy, sun-drenched, and utterly hollow. It depicts a paradise of turquoise waters and white sands, a place where time is meant to stand still so that we might catch our breath. But for Mark and Sarah Miller, the clock has not stopped. It has begun to tick with a deafening, rhythmic insistence. They came to this secluded shoreline to rediscover a spark, unaware that some fires once lit cannot be extinguished. Mark is about to discover that a secret is not merely a hidden fact, it is a living thing. And like any living thing, when it is starved of light, it begins to claw its way out from the inside. You are watching a man drowning on dry land. A man who is about to learn that the most dangerous place to hide a body is within the walls of his own conscience. You unlock this app with the key of curiosity. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension not of pixels and code, but of mind. You are scrolling through a middle ground between light and shadow, between the algorithms we trust and the superstitions we fear. It is a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop is a collection of curiosities, ironies, and tales from the edge of reality. They are submitted for your approval. The villa was beautiful, but the silence inside was heavy, like the air before a storm. Mark stood on the balcony, watching Sarah sleep. She looked peaceful, a stark contrast to the jagged glass shards of his own mind. 3 days ago, while hiking a restricted trail alone, Mark had witnessed a hit and run on the coastal road below. He hadn't just witnessed it, he had panicked, fearing he shouldn't have been on that trail, fearing the complication of a foreign police report during their perfect trip. He had retreated into the trees. He had watched the light leave a stranger's eyes and did nothing. He told Sarah he had just gotten lost, but the silence between them was now filling with static. It started with the photographs. When Sarah reviewed their digital camera, she frowned. "Mark, why is there a dark shape in the corner of all our dinner photos?" He looked. In every frame, a blurred gray figure stood just behind his shoulder, its head tilted at an impossible, broken angle. Mark deleted them instantly, his hands shaking. "Just a lens flare," he lied. Then came the physical manifestations. The air in their bedroom grew thick with the smell of wet asphalt and iron. Sarah complained of a draft, but Mark felt a crushing weight on his chest every time he tried to speak the truth. One night, he woke to find his suitcase overflowing with salt water and crushed gravel. Though the villa was miles from the tide, the guilt was no longer a feeling, it was a geography. The walls of the villa began to sweat a dark, oily substance that smelled of motor oil. Every time Sarah touched his hand, she pulled away, claiming he felt cold as a stone. "Mark, talk to me," she pleaded on their final night. "You're here, but you're not. It's like there's someone else in the room with us." He opened his mouth to confess, to scream that he had let a man die for the sake of a vacation schedule. But as he did, his reflection in the window didn't mirror his movement. His reflection remained still, staring at him with the cold, accusatory eyes of the man on the road. The reflection reached out, its fingers pressing against the glass from the other side, leaving a smear of blood and oil. Mark's voice died in his throat, choked by the literal dust of the trail filling his lungs. The next morning, Sarah woke up alone. The bed was dry, but the room smelled of the sea and old exhaust. Mark's side of the bed was filled with the same gray gravel he'd seen on the road. When she looked out the window, she saw him, far below, standing on the edge of the coastal road, exactly where the stranger had died. He wasn't moving. He was just part of the landscape now, a permanent fixture of the tragedy he tried to ignore. A vacation is often defined by what we leave behind: a job, a routine, the stresses of a modern world. But Mark Miller learned the hard way that you cannot pack away a soul in a suitcase. He chose silence over truth, and in that silence, a new reality was born. One where the ghost of a stranger became more real than the woman he swore to love. The Miller's trip has officially ended, but for Mark, the return flight will never land. He will spend the rest of his days in a terminal of his own making, haunted by a shadow that refuses to be ignored. The next time you feel the urge to keep a secret, remember Mark Miller. For in the geography of the mind, there are no borders, no exits, and no place to hide from the man in the mirror. A cautionary tale of guilt, silence, and the high cost of a perfect getaway. This was submitted for your approval.